What's up, everybody? My name is Los, and today I want to talk to you about a topic that is very, very big in everything that we're doing right now, and it's big with what's happening with the world, which is how you can build a powerhouse brand. Now, specifically in this conversation, I want to talk about e-commerce, right? So to give you some context, I was doing a podcast for a new podcast called Powerhouse Brands that we're about to launch, and it was with my friend, Dee Murthy, who owns the 5-4 Group, okay? So they have over 10 clothing style businesses, sunglasses, subscriptions, streetwear, rave wear, kind of like festival clothing, all the way to like Menlo Club, which is more for like guys that just kind of want to get a box monthly subscription. And we were talking about, he's been doing this for over a decade. And obviously he's got 100 employees. They probably do almost $100 million in revenue. They're doing 5,000 to 20,000 orders per day. So if you average that out, that's probably gonna get you into the high 8 or 9 figures even with business, right? And so we talked a lot about how he's been able to do this, and not just how he's been able to do this, but how you've been able to do this and stay relevant, okay? And the big thing is he basically builds powerhouse brands. Now, what goes into a powerhouse brand? So for you to build a powerhouse brand, the majority of people right now are gonna talk to you about one thing, and that is front-end acquisition with mostly Facebook marketing, okay? And now, while that is something that we do, we spend millions a month doing that for ourselves, for our brands, for client brands. The reality is that nowadays, there's a few bigger components that happen on building a powerhouse brand. And the one topic that he talked about is building his personal brand. So to give you context on this, he sells a lot of different brands, right? But he's got 2 different podcasts. He's got a personal podcast. He appears on multiple other people's shows, like he just did on ours. And he also has another one called Group Chat. Now, they don't sit there and talk about his businesses. They don't sit there and talk about just him. They talk about world topics. It's a little bit comedic. It's a fun, enjoyable podcast to listen to, right? And that has scaled. He also has a running club that he started in LA. And everybody comes in, they run, and basically that's building community for that. So as you can see, he's building his personal brand up. And what happens is, what we were talking about is that people are finding him and buying him, and he has brands. And so they go and they educate themselves on the brands, and they might like festival clothing, so they might buy one of his brands. They might buy more streetwear, so they'll buy another one of his brands. They might just be runners, so they'll buy the Grand AC. They might like shoes. I bought a lot of his shoes, and so they might buy that brand, right? And so, but they're really going to him. He was saying that in this pandemic that we're having right now, people were hitting him up on his subscription business, apologizing that they have to cancel because they lost their job. Now, who in the right mind loses their job and messages somebody and says, hey, I'm sorry, I have to cancel this subscription? Most brands, or most like drop shippers, they're getting people pissed off, right? This guy's getting messages of people apologizing to him. And it's because there's a connection between himself and the person, because they see him everywhere. They're running with him, they're listening to his podcast, they're watching his videos, and they feel a personal connection to where they're emailing him because they feel that they let a friend down, okay? And so for you to build a powerhouse brand in this decade, there's a few things that you're gonna need, and one of them is gonna be community. The other one is gonna be this personal brand. Then you're gonna need ads. He was saying that they dropped their budget by 90% on ads, but they focused on these big 2 core competencies, okay? So the big thing you guys gotta think of is, if I want to build a sustainable, long-term company, it's not just about this anymore. It's not just about lifetime value, okay? These 2 big things here are going to give you more lifetime value, and that is going to allow you to spend more money on ads. So the big thing that I want you guys to learn here as you guys are building e-commerce companies is, it is about people. People are buying your product. People are the ones connecting with you. Sure, you have to have a good product. It should be branded properly. You have to have something that people want. You have to solve a problem in a specific sector. If you look again at the brands that he has, they're specific. One's for running, One is like sneakers. The other one is more streetwear, higher end. The other one is more for people that go to festivals. They're very specific. He's not just doing one brand and just saying, here you go guys, like buy anything. Because when you throw everything out, people want nothing because there's too much choice, right? And so he niches things down, he solves a problem for a specific sector, he knows that market, gets the right designers, and then creates personal brand, personal connections, builds a community, and that allows him to build an extremely long lifetime value. And that is what you want out of an e-com business. And when you have a strong lifetime value, you can spend more money on media, meaning ads, meaning pop-ups, meaning promotions. You can spend more to increase your brand presence and also have some of that spend go into direct response marketing so you can acquire customers at a particular percentage and get a good average order value or lifetime value depending on how you are managing the specifics of that media buy. Okay, so big tips for you guys. If you want to build a brand in 2020 and beyond, in this whole decade, it's about these 4 things. It's about your personal brand, it's about your community, it's about your ads, and that's going to powerhouse brand you to have a very, very strong lifetime value. So we're gonna be doing a lot more of these conversations. Like I said, we're gonna be launching a podcast here soon, so stay tuned. If you wanna stay up to date with that, go follow me on Instagram at Los Hustle. Make sure if you're watching this on YouTube, you subscribe, join the notifications, because myself and my partner on Powerhouse Brands, Joshua Lazeche from Snow Teeth Whitening, are gonna be creating a lot of content for you guys to make sure that we teach you guys how to do things the right way, the long way, the sustainable and scalable way. If you have questions, comments, concerns, guys, drop them in the comments, and I will see you on the next episode. See ya.